Hello everyone and welcome back to Be Successful, your favorite development channel. Welcome to those who are new to the channel. Here we discuss and argue what is happening in the crypto space, but not only. We take a step back and look at the whole financial market in such a way as to make together some pertinent conclusions on the basis of which to make the best investments. We are going to do a Q&A, so do not hesitate to ask in the comments any questions you want, and we will choose the most relevant ones and we will make a special video in which to answer your questions. This video is a bit atypical as you have already settled in. Every week I did Crypto Sunday on Saturday night. On Sunday the video was only available to members, and on Monday the video went public and everyone had access to it. Due to some small technical problems I was 2 days late and I create this clip only on Monday night, and I hope to be able to post it today as well. Thank you for being here and following us. Thank you to the paying members for helping us take this project forward during this difficult time. Let's get to work right after the intro. We start directly with the crypto market, and I remind you that I take as a benchmark the market situation on Monday night. We are fast approaching 19,000 crypto projects listed on the CoinMarketCap. Namely, today we have 18,952 projects. It seems that the crypto market is in a formidable expansion and new projects continue to appear every day, even more and more. This strengthens our idea that the crypto market is here to stay, but certainly over 90% of these projects will fail. Be very careful what you invest your money in and always do some serious research before making an investment. The market value has remained roughly constant over the last 7 days at around $1.8 trillion. Instead, we see a drop in daily volume from $92 billion to just $81 billion. This worries me a little, but it is normal that in periods with lower prices, the interest in crypto is also lower. The dominance of Bitcoin is growing very little, reaching 41%, and this reinforces the idea of a fear in the market. The Fear and Greed Index today shows the value 24, fluctuating in the last week between 20 and 28 points, which means extreme fear in the market. There is still a great period of accumulation in the containers. The problem is just to be careful what you accumulate. I suggest, if you are not very experienced and do not have a lot of money to risk, still invest in more secure projects such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, EGLD, BNB, etc. If you are experienced in crypto, then you know very well what to invest in and you can do detailed research on more unknown projects. Let's take a look at how the prices of our favorite projects have evolved in the last week. It seems that the general trend in the last week has not been a slight decrease. However, we also have a few projects that go against the flow, such as XRP, which rose 5.2%, Shiba rose 6.25% in the last week, Litecoin rose 3.13%, Bitcoin Cash rose 6%, and there are still a few projects that have followed this opposite trend. The general trend was declining, as I said, and Bitcoin lost 3.7%. Trading below $40,000 today. Ethereum lost 3.3%, also falling below the psychological threshold of $3,000. Binance remains steady, even rising 1% and remains just over $400. Solana, Cardano, Terra Luna and Dogecoin each lose about 3% of their value. Helium appears to be severely damaged, losing over 10% of its value. Step Hero, a well-known project, has lost over 47% of its value in the last 24 hours. This is after it grew just as spectacular a few days ago. Otherwise, we have not seen spectacular developments among known projects, but of course there are always new projects that grow tremendously after their launch on the first exchanges, as was the Millennium Sapphire, which rose in just a few hours from $0.60 up to $160, and then it fell just as fast to $10, and now it seems to have stabilized around $6. It is not only important to be careful about which projects you invest in, but it is also important to choose the right time to choose to do so in order to avoid such pitfalls. If you had bought $1,000 Millennium Sapphire for $160 at the maximum, now you would have had less than $40. The market seems to be going slowly but surely down, 1 to 2% a week. We don't know where we will stop, but for now the trend seems to be decreasing. We are at a turning point now. If Bitcoin fails to push the price up, it seems that nothing will stop it from going down to the 37750 area where it has support, and the last time it got there it was successfully rejected. If we look a little at what has happened in the stock market lately, we find that the stock market is also bloody. Most stocks fell by more than 10%, with very few rising. In particular, companies producing raw materials and weapons have grown. Technology is declining sharply and people are focusing on the industry producing precious or non-precious metals, food, cheap clothes, energy, weapons. Some investors are scared of a potential food crisis and invest their money in specialized companies. Others want to speculate and earn some money quickly and thus feed the arms industry. Another category of investors are those who speculate on the lack of construction raw materials that came mostly from Russia and Ukraine. And now not only can it not be produced in Ukraine during this period, but even after their economy restarts, with certainly the domestic demand for construction materials will be greater than their production capacity. Others prefer to avoid this high inflation by investing money in gold, and it seems that gold is starting to rise again towards the threshold of 2,000. As I said a few weeks ago, the dollar is starting to appreciate strongly against the euro, and where then it was $1.20 a euro, now the ratio is 1.07, and we will most likely soon see a dollar stronger than the euro. If we consider that the Federal Reserve will start withdrawing $95 billion from the monthly market in May, while Christine Lagarde, the French lawyer who currently holds the position of Director General of the International Monetary Fund, not only does not withdraw money from the market but continues to print even more money. In addition, even interest rate monetary policies appear to be different between the European Union and America. While the Federal Reserve is aggressively raising interest rates, Ms. Lagarde has no plans to take such action. This can also be a good strategy in times of crisis, to devalue your national currency to facilitate exports and remain competitive in international markets without having to increase wages domestically where everything is consumed in local currency. Through this financial artifice you make your population happy and keep your jobs, being dissatisfied only the few who earn internally but travel a lot abroad. But the great mass of the population of a country does not often leave the country and will not be affected. How do you avoid this inflation? Tell us in the comments because we are very curious to find out your strategy. As you already know, you can find us on all social networks, and if you like our work, please give us a follow everywhere because it helps us a lot. You can also find there another time of educational content created by us on the same topics. For discussions you can find us on the Telegram group. And as always, you'll find the links you need in the video description. We thank the paying members again and encourage you to, if you feel that you are receiving value from our work, by pressing the join button on the main page of our channel or by accessing the first link in the description. Thank you for staying until the end, and I have a tip for you. Stay tuned for our next videos because there are competitions with prizes in crypto. And don't forget, until next time, be successful.